Hello, hello, hello. It's Knits for Sanity and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you stick around. And if you enjoy some of the content you see, please consider subscribing. If you are a returning visitor, I'm so happy you're here. I love having you. Please remember to like this video, comment below. I really, really appreciate it. All right, so what am I doing here today? I have a post review for you. This is my last holiday painting that I finally did complete, not quite a week after the new year. And I actually started shortly before the new year, actually. But it was a holiday painting that I really wanted to get done because it's just this teeny tiny little one. And, you know, the first couple days I was working on it, I had a friend here, and so I couldn't really get anything done. But then the last couple days that I was working on it, I did pretty much all of it straight through. Super fast, really, really cute. It's just an itty bitty one. I'm trying to remember what the actual dimensions are. It's 30 by 35. So yeah, really, really cute and little. It is from Crystal Canvas Art Designs. I don't remember what they called this one. It may have been like Red Lantern, the Red Lantern, something like that. It is a stock image. So that means it is legally licensed, but we don't know the original illustrator or artist behind this particular image, but it is a legally licensed image. So let's talk a little bit about overall impressions of this painting. Overall impressions actually are fantastic. I was kind of curious because it is such a little size and using crystals which don't have the same density of color like acrylic or resin drills do. I was curious to see how this would turn out and if I would like the rendering in the end. For starters, I am going to put up right here. I can't believe I just did the little clicky thing. My husband does that. That is a side-by-side comparison of the original art with the rendered diamond painting, specifically, you know, gemstone, crystal diamond painting. And as you can see, I feel like it's pretty close for being such a small canvas that I'm working on. And again, using the crystals that don't have the same color density, I think the rendering is pretty decent. I also love that this feels fun and festive. It helps that I chose this super red sparkly washi tape to go around the edge of it, which I will link to this below because I've had a lot of people ask me again about this specific washi tape. So overall, super fun painting. Loved doing it. Very fast. The end result is festive. It's fun. It's cute. 2 thumbs up. Now let's dig in a little bit further and talk about some of the specific things that I really, really did like about this painting and a couple of things that I feel like a couple of tweaks and it could have been made a little bit better. First, I love the dimension to this lantern. You can see through it and see, you know, this is the other side of the lantern, much like these pieces up here. I don't know what you'd call this, but you know, the supporting elements, if you will, of the lantern versus the glass panels. I love that effect, and I thought it was rendered really, really well. It really does look like you're looking through glass with a candle in there to see the other side of that lantern. A funny one that I really like, and it's funny because I love this poinsettia arrangement at the base of the lantern. I really like how this was rendered. And that's funny because what you can't really tell in the rendering is that you have bells here, you have acorns in here, and you can't really see that very well with the rendering. But yet the most important part of this rendering, the poinsettia, is very well done. And it's very clear that this is what it is and that you have some green foliage stuff around it. That I actually really, really like the kind of more abstract look of the final rendering, especially because, again, this is such a small painting. You only have a handful, I mean, maybe 15 to 25 total crystals to try and distinguish, oh, this is a bell and here's another bell. So you're not going to be able to do that really, really well with a painting this small. But it still works. Like when I look at this from a distance, I think it still looks great. And I actually love this part of the painting. Another thing that I do love was the rendering of the candle glow. I thought that looked quite authentic. It looked like a real flame. I thought that was done really, really well. I also loved how you could totally see that these are stars at the top of the lantern too. So that was really well done as well. So for the most part, awesome painting. I would do this again in a heartbeat. So now the very, 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 very minor things that I feel like could be improved upon to give a slightly better end result. And that is really just drawn from the fact that this is such a small canvas. I feel like a couple of little changes could have actually helped make this look more like the original image, even though it's not necessarily staying completely true to the original image. For example, right here, because this is so light colored, which in the original art it is, you can kind of see that off to the side here. It is very light colored here. But because it's such a small canvas, it actually, to me, kind of looks like the top is sliding backward off from the lantern versus this is just like a light reflection spot. So I feel like if you could have darkened up some of these crystals in here, even some of the crystals up here, I feel like could have been rendered a little bit darker. And while that's not necessarily true to the original art, I think it would have given a better cohesive effect and made it look more like the original art, despite the fact that you're actually making a few little tweaks there. So this area is one I would have liked to have seen this darkened up a little bit, and that I think would have helped with some of this. Like I said, to me, it kind of looks like the top of the lantern is being pushed back, being pushed off from it. Some of this I think could have been a little bit darker too. So it doesn't look like there's like weird holes in what should be a solid part of the lantern. I don't know if that makes sense. And maybe you don't see it that way at all. I mean, let me know if you don't see that. That's awesome. And then the other thing in here that I feel like could have been rendered better is the actual candle itself. And again, you know, if you just go based off from the original painting, yes, they're trying to get all of these right colors in here. But because, again, it's such a small canvas, it's not a distinct candle. And that could have been remedied just by using some darker colors in here and doing a better outlining job of the candle. And I feel like that would have actually made it look like it's rendered more closely to the original art. I hope that makes sense. So those are the only real major tweaks that I think I would have done. And I do know Crystal Canvas Art Designs, they are going to be doing some hand rendering on their canvases. And so these are the kinds of things that I really think we will see improvements on. And I was told that they had never seen this piece completed yet either. This is the first one that they have seen done of this little canvas. And so they probably aren't aware of how this looked completed and after, you know, how the rendering actually came out. And so those are just the two little things that I would have done. I would have darkened up for sure this batch of crystals in here. I maybe would have gone slightly darker up here with some of them. And I would have done a more obvious outlining of this candle within here, just to help this distinguish that, yes, this is a candle in there. Otherwise, I would have left all of this alone, again, because it is such a small canvas. You're very limited with how much detail you can get in there. And I think it looks awesome the way that it is. And really, it's still fun. I still love this painting, even with these couple of minor things. I mean, I can't stress that enough. Finally, the other thing that I have had with Crystal Canvas Art Designs in the past, I did have to seal this. Not a big deal. Most diamond paintings you end up having to seal anyway. Part of it is the crystals. I think crystals are a little bit heavier, and I think because they're designed differently, it's a different material. I think they have a harder time staying on a canvas. And also, Crystal Canvas Art Design's poured glue canvases don't seem to be quite as sticky to me. It works perfectly for putting your kit together. I mean, your painting gets completed and it looks wonderful and amazing, but I have noticed that if I want to keep these crystals in place, I have to seal it. Not a big deal at all. Super easy, no problem. And then if it means that I get to keep this absolutely stunning canvas intact, I'm happy with it. So that really is about all that I have to talk about. At least that's everything I've written down in my notes about it. But mostly, you know, what I've written in capital letters, is the word fun is what I have written down, because this was a fun, fast painting to do. And the end result, totally amazing. Again, given the size and the fact that you're working with crystals. All right, like I said at the beginning of this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, like the video, just, you know, hit that little thumbs up sign. Comment below, too, with your thoughts of this painting and what you think. And as I always say, please practice kindness. You never know what someone is going through, so just be kind. And I hope that you are having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you again real soon.